Right, Jimmy, we're looking at born in Scotland, the new. Bit of a necessary background story before we start. Scotland and I have what you might call history. I spent several years on the west coast of Scotland during my childhood, and at that time the statement, "I'm Scottish, you're a Sassenach bastard," was sufficient cause to start a fight, and as one of only 2 English kids, or to use the correct Scottish term, Sassenach bastards, at the school, you can guess how much fun I had and how my love for the Scots developed over those years. However, this is not a payback video, so if you're here looking for lots of juicy slagging off of Scots, I'm afraid I'm going to have to disappoint you. When I was at school there, we were repeatedly told that the best inventors were Scottish: John Logie Baird, television; Alexander Graham Bell, telephone; the best poet ever was Burns; and the only historical event worth mentioning is the Battle of Bannockburn. Oh boy, did they love banging on about the Battle of Bannockburn. For those who don't know, it's I think about the only time the Scots actually beat the English. And of course, every time we did the Battle of Bannockburn, there's always some idiot who wanted to reenact it in the playground during the break, and guess who had the honour of being the English? If you've seen other videos in this series, you'll notice a fairly similar structure in which noteworthy places and people are mentioned. And even though Scotland is a relatively small country, there are simply too many famous engineers, scientists, musicians, actors, comedians, authors, sportsmen, etc, etc, etc to mention. And there is so much astonishingly beautiful scenery and countryside, and so many interesting things to do and see in Scotland, that this video would run on for days if I tried to fit everyone and everything in. In a sense, there really could be a whole series just about Scotland. So in this video I'll give a rough overview for the new visitor. So Scotland is here and is separated from England by Hadrian's Wall, which was built in the Roman times. So not a lot remains, and most of it is about knee high. So it doesn't seem to be much of a deterrent, unless the people back then were really short. Most foreigners actually find Scottish accent one of the more difficult ones to understand. And the thing is, there isn't just one Scottish accent, there are many, and they vary a lot, even from places that are relatively close together. For example, Edinburgh is very soft and quite slow, and Glasgow is a lot faster and hard to understand. And you can drive from Edinburgh to Glasgow in an hour. They're like under 50 miles apart, and you've got huge differences in accents. If you do visit Scotland, make sure to try the local food. In cold weather, a bowl of hot porridge for breakfast will really set you up for the day. And try some haggis. You might not like it, and if not, well, at least you tried it. And also, do try a deep fried Mars bar or Snickers. It's a lot more tasty than you think. However, if fresh fruit is your thing, you might have to go south of the border for that. And of course, no video about Scotland would be complete without mentioning whiskey. Please go to a distillery, get a guided tour, preferably one with a tasting session at the end. Scotland and England often refer to each other as the old enemy, and a lot of the prejudice that you hear about Scotland actually come from the English. So they have a reputation for being tight-fisted and mean and ungenerous, as shown by the old joke about copper wire, which goes, "How was copper wire invented? When 2 Scotsmen found a penny at the same time." And the thing is, the Scottish are not ungenerous. They are very warm and generous and friendly to visitors. It's just the English they don't like so much. So if you're not English and you're visiting, you will have a very warm welcome. Well, that completes this short summary video about visiting Scotland. If you do go, please let us know about it in the comments below, and have a great time. Bye for now.